So we know that this is working. That's really exciting. So we can get out of there by tapping anywhere outside the drop down. Okay, very good. Now the idea is that when we click on About or Favorites or Settings, we need to be taken to those respective screens. So where does that happen? Well, all of that happens inside of this clickable, because that's the clickable of the text, the clickability of this text here, right? So for that to work, really, I'm going to have to say nav controller. There we go, beautiful nav controller, and say navigate. Make sure to get the correct route string like this. And then inside here, we are going to check, right, to see which one has been tapped. And I'm going to use the when statement again, because it's just so helpful. I'm going to pass the text. So essentially it's going to be exactly what we had here. So let me just get that. But instead of doing this, what I'm going to do is if about has been clicked, we're going to say weather screens, and I'm going to about screen that name like this. Okay. If favorites, it's going to be the same thing, except we'll change the route. It's going to be favorites screen. In any other case, we know it's going to be our settings screen. So now we don't have about screen, we don't have favorite screen, we don't have settings screen, I don't think. So let's go and create the actual screen. First of all, let's go to our navigation. Make sure that we have those. No, we have search, we have everything else, but we don't have the other ones. It's okay. Let's create first the about. Let's go to our screens. I'm going to create a new package, even though about is very simple, but I'm going to do it again. About N. Okay, it's going to be a composable. Pass a nav controller, just in case. Let's say text for now, about. Okay, that's good. And then let's get settings. Let's go and create another package. Setting screen, composable. It's always important to pass a nav controller because we never know. And then text. Like that. Let's import that. And favorite screens, I believe. Now you can see how easy things get because we've set up the infrastructure before. And now we don't have to suffer per se to get things added. Okay, much simpler. another package for favorites. Create a kind of composable. Pass our nav controller. Favorites. There we go. And let's go to main, actually to navigation. Import our favorite screen. Very good. Now we are back in business. Okay, let's get rid of these for now. And I believe if we run, okay, let's see, click, let's go about. We go to about. Very good. I can just move this back. If I click on settings, that's settings. Very good. If I go to favorites, nice. Okay, it works. Okay, let's start with about, because I think that is the simplest one. So let's go open about screen. And instead of that, we are going to add a, let's see, this is how about looks. It's very simple, nothing really out of this world. So I'm just going to create, of course, add the app bar, which we already have, and then some text. Very simple. And let's do that. So first, we are going to put a scaffold. Such, and add a top bar. Of course, then I'm going to put a surface here as a placeholder for now. And we get there. So let's look at the app bar or top bar. So I'm going to use the weather app bar. We have our nav controller that we need. That's why we pass it around. And before that, let's add a title. And it's going to be about. And then let's pass an icon, which is, I'm going to say icons, default, arrow back, and then is main screen, say false, it's not main screen, and nav controller is there. Okay, that's all good. Then, of course, when the back arrow is clicked, I'm going to say nav controller, pop back stack like this. Okay, very good. And now in our surface here, nothing really much. Let's say fill max. Well, I have to pass modifier first. Fill max width. And fill max height. And then we're going to add a column just to organize things. Let's say horizontal alignment, center horizontally, vertical arrangement, also center. And I'm just going to have a text. And for this case, I'm going to actually say string resource like this. And I'm going to say r dot string. Let's go ahead and import this r. And let's get app name, but actually I'm going to use something else. Let's see. Say about app, right? So I'm creating a string in our string resources. Actually, I haven't created it, but it's always a good idea to add all your strings in your values, strings like that. Okay. So in this case, we don't have anything, but we can create it from here. If you say option enter, let's try again. It says create string value resource. It's very good. I can create from here. And this is going to be weather app version 0. Let's see, what does it say? V, that one. That's fine. Say okay. There we go. And while I here can give us a little bit of style. Typography, subtitle, and font weight. Say bold, like that. Okay. And next I'm going to create this structure here. And now it's going to be API used, which we haven't created. Let's create a string resource. I have that resource there. Just copy like this. Okay, so really nothing worth talking about, really. It's just very simple. Let's run. Let's see what seems to be a problem. API experimental, likely to change. Looks like now it's complaining. We need to add the experimental API in our compose, as well as here. That's something that you just have to do. Let's actually add this main activity like that. Okay, let's rerun. All right, let's see. Let's go to about, and there we go. Nothing too crazy, but it's working. Now, what I can do, I can change, instead of bold, let's say light. Maybe that's better. Okay, that works. All right, very good. And that is our about.